first ever director of Parks and Recreation. So come on in while we go and see what Kelsey's up to and how her day goes. Come on, don't be shy.
Hello.
About as fast as we go.
What
It's
is
a
Ted
true golf cart-
talking
golf
in the
cart
background about?
for golf.
Well, we'll
Up
find
their
out
way.
in a second. Why is he talking? Who knows?
We're not
It's
gonna
hard
stop.
to quiet a man like Ted down. Where is Ted?
With any luck, we'll get
We're good.
downpoured on.
In a second where Ted is at. That is. I'm sorry.
As we
Excuse me
travel
for a
down
second.
4th Street.
He's traveling down. We sound? Guess what? Ted and I had an adventure in Wilton. And what you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, may shock you. So please, I'll pause while you take a deep breath and settle in. As what you are about to see took place yesterday at the City Hall in downtown Wilton. The faces that you are about to see will be familiar. So I would really invite you to sit back and enjoy this very special Wilton Wednesday.
Come on in. Come on. Come on. Well, I wonder if she's in her office yet or... Kelsey!
Well, hi, Ted.
Hey! So, I'm out of breath. I came up those steps. I was just wondering, you've been here since October of last year.
Yep, that's right.
Wilton's very own, very first Parks and Recreation Director. And so you've not only have to do the job, but it's something new that you're kind of the pioneer.
Yes.
You're paving the way. So I just wanted to kind of give you an open forum, you know, kind of do a data core dump on your first almost full year. What are your thoughts and how did things go this? Because I mean, the summertime's kind of a busy time for Parks and Recreation.
Definitely, yes.
So fire away. Tell me something and I'll stop you if I don't understand it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, hold on. What? All right, go ahead.
We had a very busy summer. We had over 240 kids play in baseball and softball, t-ball, and coach pitch this summer. So we were very busy. We had a ton of coaches helping us out. So we were all down at the ball fields at Cherrydale Park every day all summer long. So we were very busy down there.
Now, that's both boys and girls.
Correct.
At all the various levels.
Yep. So we do pre-K through 7th grade. 7th grade is our Pony League baseball, but otherwise boys and girls for all those ages. So lots of opportunity to play and have fun this summer.
In describing that schedule, were you home at all this past summer? Did you ever?
Night.
At night, like
At night to sleep.
Like at 10 o'clock or something like that? I mean, how long was your day doing, you know, all that organization and managing it and the parents and the kids and the stuff like that? I mean, how long was your day? When did you start your day?
Yeah, so started at 8 typically, but sometimes it was up and going at 7, just depending on what we had to do. Anytime we had a tournament, we were up at 5:30, just getting work started and going. So there were a few of those early and long days, but most of the time just starting work at 8 and getting the fields ready for the day. And then our games were taking place 6 o'clock until 9:15 sometimes. So
At night?
Yep. And I'm not saying I was down there every night because our coaches were so wonderful, our umpires were great, and our concession stand workers were amazing too. So once we got going, it kind of ran itself.
That
which
seems
was awesome.
to be the biggest battle in my mind. I'm having been involved 20 years ago in a youth league for girls softball out in California. Finding umpires was the worst.
Yes.
And I was like one of the officers of this new league that we started, and I'd get the call on Sunday morning at 9:30. The umpires didn't show up. Did that happen to you?
Luckily, we only had one of those instances, so and everything worked out okay. But our umpires were great. We had some 14-year-olds, so we had some young ones.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But they were all very passionate about the game.
I'm not asking you to name names or incidents, especially if it's still in a court or something like that. But for the
No
most,
one was jailed this summer.
so mainly everybody comes, they play the game, and it's kind of hard to yell at a 14-year-old umpire.
Yes, definitely.
Bring your wrath down on him.
I think our parents were very understanding and supportive of our umpires, and mainly we were just out there having fun and playing the game. So
that goes from my granddaughter played softball, and that was where the kids pitched, I think. And I don't know if the coach comes in and pitches at. I think that was the level she played at. Then hardball for the kids that were playing that, and what was there like? Pee-wee, and what were the divisions in that? And I think you told me, but I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, that's okay. So we had Coach Pitch Minors, which is basically T-ball. So that was our pre-K and kindergarten group. So we had them starting out with a few coach pitches, and if they weren't able to hit off the coach pitch, then they could hit off the tee.
Tee it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had our coach pitch majors, so they were just strictly coach pitches.
Okay.
And then we had our older leagues. So like you said,
where the kids pitch, and then if they walk them, the coach will come in and give them something to hit, or everybody hits, I guess, in that level.
For the coach pitch, yep.
Yeah.
Everybody hits in that level. And then we had our older group, so softball and baseball, they would split off into that. And
in
travel league.
So there's a travel league too.
So for us, we have a regional league that actually the Parks and Recreation Director in Tipton organizes that. So we have our towns around here regionally that we travel to and play. And so it gives the kids more of an opportunity to play outside of just the kids that they already know.
Sure. When they travel to another town, is that just for a one-on-one with that town's team?
Correct.
Do they play a couple of games, or do they just go play one game and then we go home?
Depending on the schedule and how many teams, sometimes they had double headers, but typically it was just one game, and then we hosted games as well, so other towns would come travel to Wilton to play.
So the other towns, Tipton, Durant, perhaps?
Durant was not in the league.
Okay.
I think they've struggled getting enough kids in the past few years.
Okay.
Yep. So we had Tipton, North Cedar, Solon. I feel like I'm forgetting another one.
Well, I'm thinking West Liberty.
That's the one I
West
forgot.
Yes.
Liberty. Yep.
So those are some drives to go to Solon to play for
Solon,
the kids.
yeah, 45 minutes, I think.
Oh,
so
I'm so glad.
little bit of a haul.
I'm so glad my kids are like really old now. I don't know if I'd care for that now. While you're doing all of that, you've got the fall season coming up.
Correct.
And you're kind of starting to gear up for that now. So what's involved for, I guess we're talking kids all the way through, kids athletics for the fall? What's going on there?
Yeah, so switching gears now, our baseball, softball ended at the end of June. So now in July, we've been working on changing direction. So we have our tackle football program coming up. We have flag football for 3rd through 6th grade. We'll have a volleyball league. We're hoping to do a volleyball clinic for kindergarten through 2nd grade, so that would be a new program that they didn't do last year, and hoping to start some soccer for kids.
What are you trying to set up for that volleyball clinic? The coaches at the school would conduct that, and kind of how would that work?
So it would be run through Parks and Recreation, so we would rent out the gym and then at the school, and then we'd have some volunteer coaches helping us out with that. So
okay.
Yeah. Just a 4-week short clinic to get kids familiar.
Flag football, I think you said 3rd through 6th grade.
Correct.
And is that co-ed, boys and girls playing together then?
Yes.
Flag football?
Yep, co-ed, yep. And then we have, so they'll play Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, I believe. We'll have our league out at Westview. So we'll have, games multiple times a week out there.
And tackle, is that what, the 7th, 8th grade, or what is that?
Yeah, 5th and 6th grade for that.
5th and 6th grade tackle?
Yep. So we'll have our games hosted at the high school. It's very nice of them to let us use their field. Yep, so it's pretty official.
So will they play on like a half field or a full field?
They'll play on a full field.
Oh.
Yep.
When I was that age, the football field looked like it was 7 miles long.
So far away.
I'll never get there. Can we do this in a relay? I'll give you the ball at about the 50-yard line. Oh, man. So how many games will they play then as part of that?
I haven't. So that's another regional sport that we participate in. So I haven't gotten the game schedule yet. So I know that they'll play at least 5 games, I believe.
So that's 5th and 6th. I wonder if they'll start recruiting kids for at that level. The competition keeps going like this.
Yes, that's true. Younger and younger.
Suddenly you got a 6th grader that's 6'4", 205.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. That could be pretty rough for our team tonight. So how late into the year does that go then? When does that football and stuff end? Like at the end of October or?
Yes. Yep. So we'll go through October with that program.
Okay.
Yep.
And for people to find out if they're hearing this for the first time on Wilton Wednesday,
Sure.
how do they find out how to register, where to register, when, and stuff like that on our website, perhaps?
So registration for that program's closed, actually.
It did close, okay.
But I will say if anyone is watching the show and they have a kid that wants to participate, reach out. And if we have equipment for them, we'll certainly take them. So
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So the coaching for that, is that all parent-driven as well?
Yes.
And
Yep.
have you had any problems recruiting enough parents to coach then, or?
So not for tackle football. We had 5 coaches step up for that.
Everybody's got their own headsets.
Yes.
And clipboards.
We know football is very popular, so people are passionate about that sport, and we've had some awesome parents step up to help out.
But not so much flag football. A little more difficult to find people to
We're
coach that.
just starting to get flag football information out, so
okay.
we have time for that. And if anyone's interested in participating or has questions, definitely reach out to Parks and Recreation.
Okay. Well, flag football is it's sometimes you watch an NFL game, it's almost like they are playing flag football.
Yes.
I mean, it's like we used to play what Debbie called it touch goal. It was like two-handed touch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you could come up and two-handed
Yeah.
touch. See if you can jar the ball loose.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hybrid,
Yes.
So, it's been here since October.
Mm-hmm.
What's been, for people that are watching and thinking that, Parks and Recreation, they watch the sitcom, so that's how it all goes. You don't have that big a staff, do you?
No.
As I look around the room, it's, Kelsey.
That's right.
Put your hat on this way. So what are some other things that you do in support of the kids all having all of the fun and the coaches and everything? What else? You're out there mining hat on and stuff, right? What else do you do?
That's true. So along with Public Works, I do a lot of maintenance in the parks as well. So the ball diamonds, I'm still working on those every day. And we did have a seasonal worker help us out with that this year. So Caden, shout out to him. He's amazing.
Good. All right. Well, and we were talking a little bit beforehand about, we're going to do some B-roll stuff for you people and you viewers out there. B-roll is a television talk. It's behind the curtains in baseball. But Cherrydale, when the season's over and you're not dragging the fields and this and that, there's a weed problem down there that we're all aware of. Mm-hmm. And we're looking for a solution. And you can't just go out like I would do in my yard and spray everything with Roundup because it's
on top of a well.
Aha.
So
Okay.
Yep. So we've got to follow the rules about spraying around a well. So we're investigating other ways to
so
get
the
that
usual
under control.
tools that you have to fight off that stuff. So I know people have made comments about, boy, this doesn't look very good. Well, duh, we know that. We don't want a ball diamond in, because the weeds they don't quit.
No, and we've had so much rain this summer too, so it's perfect for growing. And we actually have been dragging those fields every day,
Oh,
and
I know.
it's still
Yeah.
growing like crazy.
So any thoughts or hints from, or is there like a Facebook page for people who take care of small town ball diamonds? Helpful hints or?
Well, the Iowa Parks and Recreation Association is full of amazing professionals from around the state, so they have some resources, and it's nice to be able to reach out to people from other towns who have already conquered these problems and get their advice. So
I wonder what a solution for that might be. I'm a amateur gardener of sorts.
Yes,
of course, my solutions are typically against most EPA's regulations.
that's our secret, Ted.
But some of them are very effective.
Yes.
So I won't make those suggestions that go out over the air. I enjoy my freedom and being able to get around and so forth. So your year anniversaries come up in October. Is there any plans for like cake and a party? And you made it. You didn't go crazy. You didn't quit. Anything like that?
I haven't thought that far.
Not that far ahead?
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
So, you're also involved with, because I sit on that committee, with the community center,
Yes.
the Wilton Community Center. You've kind of joined forces with Tammy Shipp in seeing about, we've got some plans, we've got some thoughts, and you came up with a nice business plan, but it's like everything else, how much time in the day do you have?
Right.
But share some thoughts that you have about what we might do to market that. Because typically a community center for a small town, it doesn't make money. That's
Sure.
just the nature of the beast. And so I know that you had some pretty good thoughts on what can we do, because we have a very unique facility there that can handle up to 400 people and has a stage with curtains. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And so what are some of your thoughts on how we might be able to juice that a little bit to get some more events in there?
Yeah. Well, like you said, Ted, it's an amazing facility. It's a really versatile center as well. So there's a lot of different events that can be held in there. So I think just showing how versatile it really is, getting some video and some really good photos, some good marketing materials. Tammy and I, the director there, talked about maybe going to a bridal expo and just getting the word out there, because it's very reasonable for what it is.
It almost seems to be a very well kept, not intentionally, not through anything malicious or lazy
No.
or anything else, but like I say, there's only enough time in the day.
Right.
And so a bridal convention, if you will.
Yeah.
So you women are always plotting and scheming. You have your own conventions.
That's right.
I don't think there's anything called a groom convention like, hey, fellas.
We just let you know when to get your checheckbook out.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Man, I knew it. I do. So that's one piece, and obviously they use that. The idea there is that I'm looking for a place for a reception.
Sure.
or something of that nature. That's where you would network with something like that.
Right.
I know that Wilton has had a couple of gun shows a year. They've had craft shows and so forth. Anything else that comes to mind? And we all kind of rack our brains on who would be interested in using that type of facility. And I can't think anything. I mean, it's...
Well, the beauty of it is you could use it for almost anything. Like you said, there's a great stage. It'd be great for any big business meetings. It's a really large room. You can set up the tables however you want to. So
And
I think
a dance floor,
there's a dance floor
I've
in
always,
there, yeah.
I've always wondered if, an organization wanted to hold a dance
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
I've never seen one done. It's always been affiliated with a wedding, a graduation, an alumni association.
Yeah.
We use it once a year for our banquet, but never just, hey, Benny and the Jets are coming to town. We're selling tickets for $25. We're having a dance.
Yeah.
That's never been tried, and I don't know if a small town could pull that off or not, but it would be interesting to see. So,
definitely.
in your first, I guess, 10 months, what's been the most difficult thing you've had to deal with other than me in this stupid show?
Well, I don't know if I would say difficult necessarily, but
Ever the diplomat. Very
Yeah.
good, very good.
time consuming and challenging, I will
Yes.
say. Just starting everything from the ground up, and everyone's been so helpful. So I
Yeah.
can't say it's been overly difficult, because anytime I need something, there's someone there to help. So
To me, it's that inertia of, well, here I am. I have my printer, I have my keyboard,
Yep.
my computer, and, well, I guess I better get out there and do something. I mean, seriously, that's the hard part on organizing where am I going to go so that my efforts have fruit.
Yes.
Versus, well, I used everything up and nothing happened.
yeah.
So what was the first thing that you did when you started, that you first started to try and organize? What was that?
Sure. Well, so I think we've talked about this before, but all of the youth sports that we've done this year were run by Parents for Youth, which was
Right,
an
right.
organization that ran sports for kids in town for a long time, a really long time. So the first thing we did was start to transfer those over to the city. So they've been so helpful in getting the information to me and keeping me on track and letting me know what needs done.
Is that process pretty well done now? It's been completely handed off, or are there some of them still helping out as you go?
They are, so we have two past board members that are actually on our Park and Recreation board as well. So they're still helping me out and making sure I have all the information that I need, and we're still transferring things over. So all these fall sports are going to be the first time that the city has run them.
Okay.
So we're still working on it. I was just talking to one of my board members this morning about, hey, do you have so-and-so's number? I need more information.
Sure.
They've been great in getting that transferred over, but I would say that's the first thing that we started doing. Hit the ground running with
Now that you bring that up, I remember that.
Yes.
And the kind of the official Parents for, what was it? Parents for Youth?
Yep.
Parents for Youth.
Yep.
All their kids had grown up and so forth. So it's kind of like, okay, our focal point is now moved away.
Yeah, right.
And so totally understandable. I mean, when your kids are not involved, it's like, okay, it's time for us to move on as well. So you got through that. Again, I'm just kind of asking questions. Feel free to tell me what's going on, but I'm just trying to let people know on Wilton Wednesday what you're doing and what you got planned. What do you have planned for, say, a year from now? Anything new, or just kind of do the same things, only bigger and better, or what?
Yeah, so we're hoping to start a soccer program. So we want to start that for younger kids this year and then hopefully grow that over time. I know there's interest in soccer, which has never been done in Wilton before. So hopefully we can get that started here and people won't have to drive to Muscatine.
If they want to play soccer.
Yep, they can play it right here in town if they'd like to.
I have to plead ignorance. Does anybody in town know the rules of soccer?
Well, I don't, so I need to get going on that.
Okay, well, you definitely don't.
I played when I was a very young kid, but...
Okay, well, you don't want me as a soccer coach. All I know is this red card, yellow card.
Right.
I don't even know how to hand those out, but... So that's for what, next season then?
We're hoping to start a clinic this fall and then hopefully a league in the spring.
Okay, like a 4-team town league, or just have a team that will play other towns again?
So I don't know if there is a league in existence right now, but hopefully, because we play in we call it the Tipton League, but it's really, he just organizes it, our regional league for other sports. So hopefully we can get other towns interested as well. I know West Liberty has a big soccer community there, so hopefully we can get something started.
Well, let me ask you this. This might be controversial. But as a geezer, having played Little League in Wilton, are there, and what you set up now is basically we have our team and we're going to go to Tipton or we're going to go to West Liberty, and they play that way. Ours is more cocoon-like in that we had 4 teams from town, tried to match it up as evenly as possible, and the playing at the Little League level was just within the town. Is there any thoughts from any parents that has fed back to you on that might be something we'd try, or?
So we do play each other sometimes. So as the kids get older, fewer kids are playing, we've noticed.
Right.
So for example, our younger, like 3rd and 4th grade boys, we had 2 Wilton teams for that. And then for our 5th and 6th grade girls, we had 2 teams. So those teams did play each other in town. Right. But there's just not enough kids playing in each grade to keep it just Wilton only. So we do that for our coach pitch leagues. And then we also did a Sunday league so that they could get a few extra games with some of the other towns. But for our younger kids, we do have enough kids to just play locally here. Yes. Okay. Yep. So our pre-K kiddos aren't driving to Solon, at least.
Well, yeah. Well, you've seen the video clips of the travel ball parrot hearing when we get to Barcelona.
Yes. Yes.
What? And so, I look on that. I look on it fondly. We all look at the past fondly, and it just And I think there were probably 10, 12 kids per team. And I think the most Little League teams they had was 4. And then when they got into 7th, 8th, there was Pony League, and there were 2 teams. That was the first experience where we'd go play Durant or go play West Liberty, and then play each other. That was the format. And I just, I get a little feedback from parents like, good God almighty, where are we going?
Yes.
We're going to what, Marion to play a baseball game? And I just go, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm just throwing that out for fodder that might be something. the big gorilla in the room that we haven't even talked about is the splash pad.
That's right.
And what would be a good name for this? The aquatic center. What? So we look off camera, see Chad go.
Chad.
That's moving forward.
Correct.
And I think we had Robert Arlen on last week, and we kind of did a little stick figure sketch of what it was. But I think you're ready to do a formal presentation to the city council?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. So we've been working with Bolton and Mink. They have 2 concepts that they created for us. So we took those 2 concepts to our Aquatic Facility Committee, which is a citizen committee that we created to do the vetting process. And then we took it to our Park and Recreation Board as well. And both groups endorsed Concept A for council approval. So we'll be presenting presenting Concept A to council on August 12th. So we invite the community to come and learn about the project if they'd like, and hopefully we'll be getting it moving forward.
And time frame for people who are just tuning in, when would this become a reality? If all the pieces fall in place properly, when would this be a reality that I could bring little Johnny down and run through the splash pad? What's the target date for that?
Sure. So if everything goes according to plan and everything sticks to the timeline that we have set now, we'll be opening next spring. So
really?
Yes. Yep. So hopefully Memorial Day we'll have that open and going.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's something to look forward
Yes.
to. Any input for the city council that you have as far, I mean, you'll roll out the plans, there they are. I think what I've seen when I initially saw the plans is you've done a lot of forward thinking.
Yes. So
not just the splash pad.
that's correct. So we had the opportunity to work with Bolton and Mink to do a city park master plan as well. So that was the whole concept that they presented to us. So right now they're working on an opinion of cost for phase 1, which would be the splash pad project, and we have funding set for that already.
Right.
And then they'll be working on annual maintenance costs and costs to do everything that they presented in the concept.
Gotcha.
Yes, so the citizen group was working with them and the park board as well to see what the community was interested in. I know we discussed a skate park was of interest to folks, improvements to the ball diamond at City Park, restroom improvement, concession stand improvement. So they'll cost all that out. And then it's up to City of Wilton to raise funds or citizens going out and raising money for those projects that they want to see. So
yeah,
that's what we'll be presenting.
And I know there's a undercurrent of people who love the pool, want to see a pool and so forth. The way I saw Plan A, and you'll see it at the council meeting, so yes, please come on down, that there's plenty of geography left in that park that would allow for, if the city of Wilton down the road, there's a committee that comes together and says, we are the Friends of the New Pool Committee, and we can raise $6 million, and it's there to develop further if that's the way it goes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, will the volleyball courts stay there for quite a while then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Are they getting used this summer? Or are they going to be used for Founders Day?
So there's plans to do a Founders Day tournament. So we're hoping that goes through. I know we were still trying to get some teams signed up for that.
Okay.
And then we're hoping to do a small adult league this fall too. So I've got that in the works. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I know there's quite a few leagues around here regionally in the summer. So hopefully we can keep it going and do a little.
Well, I
thing in the
know
fall.
that it was a lot of work. Hoekstra Masonry would do the sand down here and stuff, but Founders Day is changing physically the format, so that has kind of gone away. And I think it just made more sense for the volleyball people to play up there.
Yes.
For their tournament. We kind of wanted them down here to be in the middle of the party, but that seems to have subsided. So when the volleyball teams, is it a formal organization that comes through your Parks and Recreation, or do they do their own thing and they just kind of show up and play?
So actually a citizen organizes it, and I think he's been doing it for quite some time. So He organizes it and recruits the teams and makes the schedule. And
And who's that for our viewers if they wanted to call it?
sure, Garrett. I don't have his phone number or anything
Well, no,
like that, but
we
they
don't
can
know.
reach out to
Yeah,
to me and I can connect them.
555-1212. Yeah.
Reach out to City Hall and we can get you connected.
Get you connected if
Yeah,
you're a real
absolutely.
volleyball aficionado.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's right.
Absolutely. So, Parks and Recreation, are you going to have a float in the Founders Day Parade?
No.
Are you going to be on it?
I'm in charge of bingo for
Oh,
Founders
bingo?
Day.
Are you
Yes,
really?
Yes, I am. So I'll be busy doing
Okay,
that.
now are you doing the calling or do you?
Yep.
Oh, are you?
Yep. that was my assignment this year
Okay,
for
well
Founders
that's good.
Day.
Well,
yes.
I've got to do the antique tractor show and parade,
there you
so
go.
I'm doing that.
Nice.
But no, we're looking forward to Founders Day.
Yes.
I just kind of asked that, facetiously. I didn't know you were really in on it, but
Yep.
no, good for you. People take their bingo very seriously.
Yes.
I mean, they have religious relics and
I was going to
They
say
put
they're lucky trinkets.
yeah, they shake their
Yeah.
chicken legs and stuff like that to get the numbers right. So I heard, and you can verify, did you run the snowblower last winter?
Oh, I did. Yes.
Now, how does that figure in your job description?
You know what? Sidewalks need plowed, and parks have sidewalks. So
Well,
I was
okay.
able to
You
to
can't-
learn that and do that for the first time last
You
winter.
can't argue with that logic,
Nope.
I guess. But so where's the snowblower kept? In the shed up there?
So I was running a tractor with a blade on the front that was public works. So they showed me how to use it, and I hopped on and drove it down to the park
Now,
and plowed the sidewalks for the kids
Now every
walking
once
to
in a while, I
school.
see you drive by on a lawnmower.
That's right.
Now, where are you going with the lawnmower?
So that's our infield machine. So I am
Oh.
driving to all the ball diamonds and working the dirt on the infield, getting it ready for games and practices.
I hope the citizens of Wilton, I hate to keep bringing up the past, but it's all I know. We would go out there, that ball diamond after a rain would be hard as a rock.
Yes, it does.
And no one drug it.
Yeah.
And, there were no baselines. So what we're doing for the kids these days is just outstanding, just truly outstanding.
Thank you, Ted.
What improvement to the city ball diamond is the city park one? Is what's been talked about on that at all? Or
So they talked about doing some infield and outfield improvements.
infield being what, like a grass infield? Or?
So that was mentioned, that maybe changing the material of the infield.
Right.
But personally, I think it needs regraded out there, and just
The diamond itself?
the diamond itself.
What is it,
needs
getting
regraded.
drainage problems off to the side and
Yes,
stuff?
correct. We have some drainage issues and some. The dirt's kind of piled up on the side over
Sure,
time,
sure.
so we need to go out and re-level it and get it.
Is
graded.
that a red clay? I mean, it seems like most of the Major League ball diamonds are some form of clay dirt or whatever.
We have ag lime.
Add lime. Oh, you add lime to the dirt.
Yes, so
Okay.
it's crushed limestone.
Well, there's certainly enough farmers around with earth working gear
That's
that
right.
that you could probably really get that thing shaped up and ship shape and so forth.
Yes.
I asked about red clay as I used to know the guy for Pacific Clay that I think they do most of the dirt for Major League ball
Oh,
diamonds.
okay.
And it's this special dirt out of Corona, California, Temecula down in there. But that is probably more of a selected thing. It's not a requirement.
Right.
But it would be something, that would be really something to see, a grass infield at the city park, because it's always been that dirt.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Of course, if you had the grass infield, then that changes it for the softball and stuff like that.
Yes.
So,
Yep. It limits play a little bit.
yeah, so I don't know what maybe it will always be that dirt all-purpose diamond. Who knows?
Yes.
And now you've lived in Wilton for
6 years.
6 years now.
Correct.
Okay, so
Yep.
you're a naturalized citizen.
Yep.
When do you take
I'm
your
a transplant.
When do you take your citizenship test? I mean, I can help you study for some of the harder
I
questions.
would need your help, Ted.
Yeah, I'll give you a bunch of useful nitwit knowledge that you can win a bar bet with or what have you. So when we're done here this morning, what have you got planned? What do you got scheduled?
Sure. So I'm going to be going out to City Park and watering some trees. Even though we've had lots of rain, we planted new trees, so they need to be kept up with. So I'll be watering some trees out at City Park and working the infield at the Ball Diamonds.
At the Ball Diamonds?
Yep.
Would you mind if we kind of tagged along, maybe took a look at?
That would be great, Ted. Yeah.
And would you kind of be able to show us where the splash pad might be going?
Yep, we can do that too.
So that was the beginning of our adventure in Wilton. And we did hop on Ted's golf cart. Wilton, Iowa, I'm telling you, is a beautiful, it's the perfect town. If you like golf carts, Wilton, Iowa is a place to consider taking your golf cart and just enjoying the drive through the city streets of this small, beautiful American town, which I did yesterday. And you are about to see some of the beauty of Wilton through the view of a golf cart.
How many of these little guys are out there?
We've got a few more new ones out here. Should I show you the shelter house?
Yeah, let's. So okay, what kind of tree is this here?
Crabapple.
Crabapple, eh?
I probably parked in a bad spot. Should I move?
No, you're okay. So do you have a predetermined amount that you water them?
No, I kind of just do it by my heart.
Okay. So in keeping with how television hosts always make themselves part of the story, here, I'll water that while you put your mic on. See? Any amateur could do this, Chad. Look. What's happening? It's not working.
You gotta pull the trigger. There you go, Ted.
Ha ha! Yes, this tree looks a little thirsty. It's been pretty hot.
Yes.
So this is a crabapple tree, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what plans do we have for the shelter house? Anything been discussed? I know that's kind of a sweet spot for Robert Arlen. He's got kind of a lot of ideas and stuff.
Yes, he does. So one of the things that's been talked about is replacing the windows. So new windows, and so that they can be opened.
Right.
Make it look a little bit.
Am I drowning this thing, or can I stop? Or should I stop? What do you think?
Let's stop for 1 second here.
All right. What do you think?
I think we're good.
We're good.
We'll move
all right.
on.
Okay. Here, I'll hand this back to you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ted. So yes, new windows make it a little more inviting instead of just the brown shutters.
Right.
Expanding the patio.
So when you say replacing the windows, these are actually what, shutters?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I can see the hinges on them now.
Yes.
Yeah, that has to be original construction, I would think.
I don't know if the shutters are or not. I know there's definitely parts of it.
They may have replaced them from time to time.
Yes.
But I think like the log.
Yes, that is all original.
That's all original.
And there's some, like the detail of the eaves there.
Oh yeah, they got the little
That's
corbels
original.
up there.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I think what Robert's thinking. Is as a theme, this stone, this rock, if we have any sitting areas or retaining walls or something to add a little character to the park. But so I remember, gosh, this has been used by a lot of people, pep rallies and different picnics and everything.
So we talked with Bolton and Mink about expanding this patio and then adding accessible sidewalk.
Okay, to kind of link things up.
Yes,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
So linking up all of the different areas of the park, making this a little bit easier for people to access.
Okay. Then I think we all need to break for lunch and go home and take a nap. What do you think?
That sounds great, Ted.
And that is not exactly what we did, but that is all the video that I have prepared at this exact moment. But if you watch this on replay, you'll see another video coming up after this. I want to let you know about the Founders Day Parade. I will be a judge at this parade. Very excited about that. And that is coming up. We will kind of feature that here. We'll do a little live broadcast from Wilton on the Founders Day Parade. That is not this weekend, it's the following weekend. This Sunday, however, the second Sunday concert series returns to Musser Public Library. That's right. This Sunday is Cruisin'. It might possibly be their last ever concert. It might not be. This Sunday afternoon here at Musser Public Library, the Arts Council Second Sunday Concert Series. Attend and have a blast. Watch Cruisin'. It's N. There's no ing. It's Cruisin', and come and enjoy the afternoon, beautiful afternoon. Hopefully it'll be sunny, and we'll have good music. If you can't make it, we'll have it live coverage here on Channel 5. So I'm going to get back to finishing the edit of yesterday's adventure in Wilton, and otherwise we'll see you on Friday, and Ted will be back. Actually, Ted is going to be going on a transcontinental adventure coming up, so we'll be kind of tagging along with him on some of his more exotic destinations.